So it is going on in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, what is going on with Philly? A lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of teams, they are upset with Philadelphia because if you don't know about their tush push, a lot of people are getting upset about it, saying that they should ban it, that it should get taken out the game because they're doing illegal formations. They're what else do they say? Not only just illegal formations, but they say they're always offsides, they always false start, everything like that. Now, if you don't know what the tush push is for the Philadelphia Eagles, it's basically when Jalen Hurts gets basically under the center and like all the players are like basically around Jalen Hurts. So think of like being like a very, very famous celebrity with security all around you, and everywhere you go, they're like pushing you, and they're pushing you forward. So Jalen Hurts can get a first down, or Jalen Hurts can get a touchdown. They've done it multiple times, apparently, against the Chiefs. I didn't watch the game. I've heard, but they've been using it, I think, since last year. They've been using it for some time. A lot of people don't like it. NFL teams, they've tried to get it banned, and it did not work. The fans, they say, let's get it banned, everything like that. But here's my thing with the tush push. Do I think the tush push should be banned? I don't think it should be banned. But here's the thing. If you want it gone, use it. I don't know why this hasn't come across NFL teams' head that if you don't like something that someone is doing to you, the only way to get that person to stop is give them a taste of their own medicine. How people say eye for an eye. If the Eagles are spamming the tush push against you, hey, how about this? You want to spam the tush push on me? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing right back to you. Because, and here's a true quote that I've learned in my life. Nobody thinks that they're in the wrong more than the person who is doing the act. I'm going to repeat that for you. And I'm not saying the tush push is wrong. I'm not saying that. But nobody thinks that they're in the wrong more than the person who's doing the act. The Eagles team, the Eagles fans, they're not going to say anything is wrong, that the tush push should be banned or not. They're not going to say that it should be taken out the game because why? Because when they use it, it's effective. But if other teams use it against them and you overly use it, guess what? They're going to get annoyed. They're going to be like, oh, now you want to start spamming the tush push. And then they're going to see in their heads, oh, this is how everybody else feels with it. And then they might say, hey, we shouldn't do it no more. Or how about this? If you want the rule to get banned, how do you put rules intact? There's two ways to do it. Either A, you over abuse the rule, or B, you basically put a majority vote in to say, let's get the rule banned. You already tried option B and it failed. Guess what? Use option A. Overly abuse it. I'm talking all 32 NFL teams overly abuse the tush push. And guess what? The NFL, they're gonna have to say, all right, y'all are overly doing this. Y'all are abusing the tush push too much. We're banning it. Or the NFL might say, we're gonna keep the tush push, but you can only use it one time per game. Any more than that, you're fined, or that's an automatic penalty. Or they could say it's an automatic turnover. However you want to do it. But in my opinion, I think the tush push should be available, but you can only use it one time per game. Once. Any more than that, that can either, to the other team's decision, it can either be a turnover on downs, a penalty, which is going to be probably a 10-yard penalty, or I'll just keep it turnover on downs or a penalty. But most people are saying the Eagles are offsides, false starts, illegal formations. And NFL refs aren't going to count it because you know why? It's so clenched up and bunched together that it's like you can barely tell anything. You can barely tell if they are offsides. You can barely tell if they are, false starting. You can barely tell because guess why? Everybody is all bunched up together that you can barely see and that you can barely see. In my opinion, that's what it looks like to me. I'm not saying I'm an NFL ref. I'm not on the field. I don't know what it looks like. The field view from the stands, the field view from the TV is way different than the NFL ref's eyes seeing it on the field. I don't care if you even closest in the suites. I don't care if you sit in front row seats. I don't care if you all the way high in the nosebleeds. Guess what? It is not the POV from the NFL ref's eyes on the field. It's not. And that's my thing. Do I care for the tush push? I don't really care for it. But my thing is, if you want it gone, there's two ways you can do it. Option A, all 32 teams abuse it in the NFL until the NFL makes a decision for y'all to stop. Or B, y'all could have done majority vote, but guess what? You already tried option B. Because how do you think most things in the NFL got banned? How do you think the NFL put most rules intact? Because most NFL players over abuse the rule. Like the celebrations rule. Why do you think the NFL has a lot of penalties for celebrations? Because a lot of NFL players abuse the rule of doing too much on their celebrations. So now the NFL had to force a rule to say, hey, no more celebrations like this. The NFL, they pushed out no cuts, like you can't put tape on your face mask. You can't put the little contacts, them little contact thingies in your eyes, because it was getting overly abused. And it was an enhancement, the tape on a face mask wasn't an enhancement, but it got overly abused by people. So guess what they did? They said, no more. No more. So if you want something banned, NFL teams, NFL fans, tell your team, overly abuse it. Every time it's a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, goal line, guess what? Abuse the tush push. I'm not saying it has to be specifically against the Eagles. Just abuse it. And then the NFL will see, okay, this is getting overly abused. We got to make some changes around here. And guess what? They're going to make changes, and it's going to be banned, or they're going to say only one time per game. And if you do it more than one time per game, then you're either going to get a turnover on downs or it's going to be a penalty. One of the two. And you can let the other team decide. 9 times out of 10, probably teams are going to say turnover on downs. But penalty will probably be the most reasonable, but still. But what do y'all think in the comments? Do y'all think my suggestion of the tush push is a good idea? Or what do y'all really think of the tush push? A lot of people had a lot of comments, but like I said, the quote I said earlier, before I end this video, nobody thinks that they're more in the wrong. Nobody thinks that they're in the wrong more than the person who is committing the act. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.